There are new rumors out that Apple is working on HomePod devices with screens. And I wanted to talk about the device that I have today that proves to me that this is absolutely a thing Apple should make, and I will be there on day one if they do. Hi everybody, welcome back to A Better Computer. My name is Matt, and I am so in for this rumor. I hope it's true, I hope it's happening soon, because I will be there on day one to pick this up. I wanted to talk today not about the rumor specifically, because you can read the rumor anywhere. I'll put a link in the description. You can just read what the rumors are. I wanted to talk about this because I have a Google Home Hub, or called a Nest Hub now, and this product has proved to be a proof of concept for how cool this idea is, how useful this is, and essentially, and this is why I'm making the video, how it's not the exact same thing as putting an iPad in your kitchen and just talking to it. It's a fundamentally different product in my opinion. And so I wanted to go over kind of how I use mine and just how I get value from it. I'm not going to do a full overview of the product. I'm not going to show you everything it does, but I'm going to show you how it provides value to me. Okay, so this is my Google Home Hub for my kitchen. I've moved it into the studio, but yeah, this is basically what it looks like most of the time. You can see it's showing a picture that I took. This is from a folder in my Google Photos collection. You can do it from your whole collection. You can have it shuffle through everything, or you can create specific albums that you want to go through, or there are some pre-packaged ones that you can just go through that are generic. But I like to see a specific album that I've created, and you know, I can see my time, I can see the temperature outside, I can see when I took this photo. This is all great. Ironically, the original iPad had a photo frame mode that you could use, and they removed it at some point, but I think this is actually really nice. It helps personalize the device, and especially once you get a lot of photos in here and you get some really good memories, it's a really great thing, and it makes it sticky as a product, because I don't want to lose this, because I have this simple way to get all of my favorite photos into one place. And of course, it's a smart assistant as well, so it does all the smart assistant things that you would expect. So I can say, hey Google, what's the weather?
Currently in Pittsburgh, it's 65 degrees and partly cloudy. Today, it'll be partly cloudy with a forecasted high of 66 and a low of 50. And tomorrow, it'll be rainy.
So yeah, that gave me the weather, and now it's leaving it on screen for a couple seconds so I can see it, and it fades away. So that's really nice, but that's just normal smart assistant stuff. This, I said, is in my kitchen, and so what do I use it for a ton in the kitchen? Timers. I use timers all the time, and especially around like Thanksgiving last year, even though it was just me and my wife cooking for each other, it was really convenient to have multiple timers available. And here's the critical thing, and what you'll see in a second, is how the screen makes multiple timers better. So let's go ahead and set 2 timers. Hey Google, set a 15-minute timer called bacon.
Alright, a 15-minute timer called bacon. Starting now.
Okay, perfect. Hey Google, set a 30-minute timer called chicken.
Second timer, chicken, for 30 minutes. Starting now.
Okay, and so Google does these fancy sound effects and graphics and stuff on screen. I don't know if those are totally necessary, but when it is something that is kind of a common item, it likes to put those on there, which makes them easier to distinguish from afar. But you can already see I have the timers going there on screen. I could add a 3rd, 4th timer. I could go on from there, add some more timers, and they'll all show up on screen. It'll just reflow the page so I can see what's going on with all of them. And then they, of course, go off as normal, and it announces, hey, your bacon timer is done, your chicken timer is done, all those things. And you don't have to name them, but I did just for the sake of this example. So, hey Google, cancel all the timers.
Alright, they're both canceled.
There we go. And so those are gone. And so that is some of the base functionality that's really nice about this device. Again, the iPad does not support multiple timers, so it can't do this at all. And it certainly doesn't have this always on screen. And that's one of the things that you really notice when you have one of these, is the always on screen is super valuable. Being able to see things that are going on as they happen and not have to wait for the screen to wake up is super useful, is super powerful. And so that's a nice thing to have. Now, additionally, there is some more you can do here. So I'm going to jump in. If I pull in from the side, you're going to see it go into kind of this nightstand mode. If you actually turn off all the lights, I'll see if I can demo this in a second here, but if you turn off all the lights, it'll also automatically go into this super dim mode. So it kind of works in a bedroom. You may not want this in the bedroom. I think it makes more sense in a kitchen. But yeah, you can do that so that it's really low light. But let's go ahead and bring it back. And if you pull down, then you get these additional controls. And so you can see all my smart home stuff here. I've got my lights, climate, and rooms. And so if I want to go into climate, right, what's going on? My thermostat is off, and I can change its mode. I can change its temperature. I'm not going to do that right now, but you can see it's 72 degrees indoors. and that's all good. So I swipe that away. I can do stuff with media. So there's some YouTube stuff. I don't use a ton of this, but like all this is here if you want to play around with some of these features. Home control is usually the one I use to make sure that things are kind of just set the right way and you can quickly turn things on and off. Like I could just go in here, let me turn the bedroom lights on, right? And so now those are on. There we go. Swipe it away and I'm back to normal. And so yeah, you kind of just swipe to the side to get back, and now I'm on the main screen. So that's it. That's the whole demo. Like I said, I'm not doing a full overview of the product, but hopefully it gave you an idea of why I think this product is not just an iPad that's sitting on a speaker, right? It's a different experience. It's a different thing that iPad OS today at least does not do. And so the always on screen is hugely important. The full color always on screen that can act as a picture frame is really, really nice. The fact that it's always in one spot, kind of like how your HomePods still make sense even though your iPhone and Apple Watch have Siri built in. Why do you need a HomePod? The HomePod's always in one spot. That's inconvenient, right? Actually, it is convenient in its own way. And so I think similarly, the idea that my iPad would be the thing that I would use for all this stuff only makes sense if the iPad is only ever in the kitchen. Maybe I have like an iPad mini and that can dock into some sort of thing that keeps it powered up and has the screen on all the time. I'm not sure. But like I think about using my iPad Pro where I'm using it at my desk, I'm working on something, I go down to make dinner and I want to set a timer. I can't do that because my iPad's upstairs, right? And so mixing these devices I don't think is ideal. So that's why I'm excited about this rumor. That's why I think that using this Google product, which doesn't integrate with a lot of stuff in my life. I use a lot of Apple products. I use a lot of other third parties. I don't use a ton of Google stuff actually. And so I really have to forcibly put photos into Google Photos for those albums to show up. I can't like ask it to do a ton of stuff because a lot of the like my task manager and all that doesn't go through Google. It's kind of a pain for me. So I only use it for a few things, but it's so valuable for me that I do keep it around for all that. So that's why I'm excited about Apple potentially getting into a similar product market. I'd be really excited to see them continue expanding the HomePod line since they just cut it in half recently. But yeah, that's kind of where I am on this thing. So hopefully this video was interesting to you. If it was, hit the like button and I'll see you here next time.